Hello, how's it going? We are going to now work on graphing proportional relationships. Quick reminder, proportional relationships, proportional graphs go through the what? They go through the origin. Remember the origin, that's the center of the graph. That is the point 0, 0. That is the point 0, 0 on our graph. So if you aren't quite sure where to start, put a dot right in the middle, and that's at least a great start for where you need to go. So we could have to graph a proportional relationship two different ways. One way is with an equation. One way is with slope and an ordered pair. So we're going to first do it with an equation. Let's say that our equation is going to be y equals 2x. Let's say that this equation is y equals 2x. The first thing that we need to do is we're going to put our point on the what. Where do you think we're always going to be starting on these graphs? We're always going to be starting at the origin. We're always going to be starting with our point right in the middle of our graph. And from there, we're going to use the slope. And from that first point, we're going to graph the, do you remember what we talked about with with slope on a graph? We're going to graph the rise and the run. We're going to graph the rise and the run. So from this equation, what is our slope? Our slope is always that number that's with our variable. So here, our slope is 2. Our slope is 2. So if I want to graph the rise over the run, I need to graph 2 over what? How far would I be running if I want to turn 2 into a fraction? If you have a whole number, if you have an integer for your slope, all you need to do is put it over 1, and there's your slope. You've got your rise and your run. So that means from this point, I need to rise 2. So I go up 1, I go up 2, and to the right, 1. And here I've got my new dot. Once you've got 2 dots, you've got enough for a straight line. So go ahead, grab a ruler, connect the dots, and you've got your line. So that's with an equation. That's with an equation. Now we're going to do it given the slope and an ordered pair. Now we're going to do it given the slope and an ordered pair. So the first thing, if I have a slope and an ordered pair, is I need to plot the given point. I'm going to tell you that for this one, that the point, the ordered pair, the point, those are the same thing. Ordered pair and point, same thing. I'm going to tell you for this one that the slope is going to be equal to -3. And your point is going to be 1, 2. Our slope is -3 and our point is 1, 2. So given those two things, we're going to be able to graph a line just like we did over here. The first thing we have to do is plot our point that they gave us. Do y'all know that song Juju on the Beat? Where it goes, Juju on that beat, Juju on that beat, slide, drop, hit that funk, don't stop, hey, don't stop, hey, don't stop. Did you know that that's how you graph? When you graph a point, you have to slide and pop. Plot those points, don't stop. So if my first coordinate is +1, that means I'm going to start at my origin. Always start at your origin. I'm going to slide 1 and pop up 2. Slide 1, pop up 2. So this is going to be my first coordinate. That is going to be my first coordinate. Slide, pop. So from this point 1, 2, I know my slope is -3. So again, we need to graph the rise and the run. We need to graph the rise and the run. Here, our slope is -3. So my rise, I put -3. And what do I put it over to make it a fraction? Put it over 1 if it's not a fraction already. So now our rise is -3. If it's negative, do you think we're going to go up 3? No, because it's a negative, we're going to go down 3 and then run 1 to the right. So from this spot, I need to go down 3 and then I run 1 and I have my new point. So now I'm going to connect my dots and I've got my new line. Down at the bottom, I want y'all to make a very important note. At the bottom, I want you to make a very important note. We're writing purple. If you have a negative slope, the line will go down. From left to right. If you have a negative slope, the line will go down from left to right. So if I start on the left side of my graph, the left side of my line, and if as I go to the right, I see my line is going down. That's because my slope is negative. Over here, our slope was a +2. So as we went from left to right, we went up. Positive slope, we go up. Negative slope, we go down. Very important to remember that. Very important to remember that. Go ahead and practice graphing your proportional relationships using your slopes, your rises, and your runs.